Every American football begins far from the gridiron, on ranches where the finest leather hides are raised for the game's most iconic ball. Only the strongest, most supple hides are chosen. Full-grain leather that will later be stamped, stitched, and laced into the official Wilson Duke. Hand-selected by ranchers who understand that the foundation of a championship ball is a flawless hide. Half a world away, the natural rubber for the football's bladder is being drawn from the tree. A slow, ancient rhythm. Each drop of latex holds the stretch and rebound that will give the football its perfect spiral and grip. The liquid latex is transformed into solid rubber, a precursor to the butyl bladder that will hold air and pressure inside every Wilson Duke. While the rubber cures thousands of miles away, another essential material is growing. The cotton that will become the football's threading and lacing. The cotton that will become the lacing and stitching of the football is born in these fields, a piece of southern soil woven into every spiral. These compressed bales will travel to spinning mills, where the thread for the football's inner carcass and the lace for its grip are born. Inside the spinning mill, raw cotton transforms into thousands of miles of consistent, strong thread. This specially engineered thread will be wrapped under precise tension around the bladder, the hidden core that gives the football its shape and balance. Every spool is approved by hand before it can enter the football production line. RUAD, zero tolerance for weak links. All raw materials converge here: leather, rubber, thread, and laces winkened, ready to become the official NFL football.
Keep coming!
Every shipment brings the promise that the finest materials will soon be in the hands of quarterbacks and receivers. Rubber, leather, and thread complete. Each raw material must first be inspected before entering the football assembly world. Only the finest full-grain leather passes this first inspection, and the future football cover rests on this judgment. Shift 1 starting. All stations report. The raw materials have passed every gate. Now the real transformation of the American football begins. The chosen hides begin their journey from ranch to factory, wrapped in care and bound for the gridiron. Every strap tightened is another promise that these hides will arrive unblemished at the Wilson factory. While leather travels the open road, on another continent, rubber is beginning its own journey to the football factory. The rubber sheets, still carrying the scent of the plantation, head toward the coast for their ocean voyage to America. Bound for international waters, these raw materials will cross oceans to become part of America's favorite sport. 17 days at sea, every container carrying the future spiral of a championship football. The football's road runs straight through the global supply chain, every stop planned, every arrival timed for football season. Welcome to America. The raw ingredients of the football are now just a truck ride away from the factory floor in Ada, Ohio. Every drum must clear rigorous import checks before it can roll into the football assembly line. The final land leg begins. Road, a direct shot from port to factory in a sealed, tracked trailer.
Manifest checks out, you're good to go. After hundreds of miles, the leather has reached the house of the official NFL football.
Right there, hold it.
The hides that began on an Ohio ranch now touch the factory floor, ready for transformation into football leather. Every hide is warehoused by FIFO, first in, first out, ensuring the freshest materials always lead production.
Lace delivery confirmed.
The lacing and thread, once cotton bobbins, now rest just steps away from the sewing and lacing stations. Laces and thread are kept in pristine conditions, temperature and humidity controlled, because the ball's integrity depends on them.
All lines feeding phase 4, copy.
All raw materials are now synchronized. The football production line is about to breathe life into them. And now, the materials pass from transport into the very first stage of football production, cleaning and sorting. Every official NFL football begins its life inside these walls, a factory built for one purpose: to craft the game's most iconic. For over 80 years, this facility has turned raw materials into the heartbeat of every play. From Friday Night Lights to the Super Bowl, the morning shift arrives, Kenners, Men and women who will touch every football before it ever touches a quarterback's hands.
Morning, Carlos.
PPE is non-negotiable. Ears, eyes, hands, wibbring, all protected before entering the production floor.
Today we're running full capacity on the NFL official line. Every shift starts with alignment. Every worker knows exactly what piece of the football they are responsible for today.
Down on the floor, the raw materials are already moving into position. The transformation of the American football is about to begin. The first stop, the washing station, where even natural rubber must be cleaned before becoming a bladder. A gentle wash removes any plantation residue, making the rubber ready for precision bladder molding. Cleaned and rinsed, the rubber is now on its way to the bladder forming line. The hides, now room temperature and relaxed, will be graded and cut, every panel destined for a specific football line.
This one's clean.
It takes a trained eye to maximize yield from every single hide. Football covers are cut with near zero waste.
The lacing and stitching threads are now threaded through high-speed machines, ready to bind the football together. From this nerve center, every piece of the football's journey is orchestrated, a symphony of material and machine. The first true shape of a football, towards the bladder fosse, is born under heat and pressure, crafted to hold air and withstand brutal impacts. From this simple, elongated balloon, the football will build layer by layer, but first, it must be cooled and inspected. Bladder line 1 to wash. The factory has received, sorted, and prepared. Now the football enters its first true Every bladder gets its first bath, a gentle wash to remove any mold release and prepare the rubber for the next layer. The wash cycle lasts exactly 12 seconds, removing any microscopic debris that could compromise the bladder's integrity. From wet to dry in seconds comlos. Now the bladder is ready for its first critical inspection. The human eye is still the best tool. Carlos spots what machines might miss, the subtle flaws that would grow into a busted ball. Every bladder must be uniform within fractions of a millimeter, the difference between a true spiral and a wobble. No bladder is wasted. Failed units are ground and remixed into tomorrow's rubber compound, Hunal, a closed loop of football material. Sustainability is built into every step. Rubber from rejected bladders is reground and reused. Nothing leaves the factory as waste.
Under the light table, every imperfection reveals itself. Only panels cut from flawless leather will make the cover of an official football.
Strategic nesting ensures maximum use of every hide, a skill that takes years to master. Each press cycle delivers one panel closer to a full 4-panel football cover Pendrigs, the iconic skin of the Wilson Duke. Thread that will literally hold the football together must withstand tremendous tension without snapping. Even microscopic lint can cause a weak wrap. A blast of ionized air ensures the thread is as clean as the rubber it will bind. At the central hub, all cleaned and sorted components converge, bladders, panels, thread, and laces for the first time as a unified football. Sorting hub clear, pushing to core. Every component is digitally tracked. Not a single bladder, panel, or spool advances to core processing without meeting spec. Even a pinhole invisible to the naked eye will betray itself underwater. This is the bladder's final purity test before winding. Only the perfect bladders move forward. The rest join the regrind stream. Zero compromise on quality. With cleaning and sorting complete, every piece is now primed for the heart of football manufacturing, core processing, where the bladder becomes a carcass. The foundation has been laid. Now the football begins to take shape, layer by winding layer, in the core processing stage. The bladder's journey into the heart of the football begins. The two, onto the winding machine that will give it structure, shape, and strength. Carlos initiates the winding program, a precise digital recipe that dictates exactly how many wraps and at what tension every football carcass receives. The first wrap is the anchor. Every subsequent layer will build upon this single strand of high-tenacity thread. Winding is a ballet of forces, rotation, tension, and trajectory, choreographed to create the perfect football carcass. Tension is the secret to a consistent spiral. Too loose, the ball deforms. Too tight, the bladder bursts. 4.2 newtons, the perfect number for football. Layer by layer, the bladder becomes a carcass, the structural skeleton of the football that will absorb impact and retain its shape.
Length good, girth on target.
Even halfway through, quality doesn't wait. Rosa verifies that the carcass is building true to its prolet shape.
In just under 2 minutes, the winding is complete. Over 2,500 meters of thread now embrace every square centimeter of the bladder. Hot from friction and dense with tension, the carcass now needs a brief rest and a final inspection before it can become a football. Not every wind is flawless. A single loose wrap could mean a soft spot. Every carcass gets a human eye final check. Minor imperfections are corrected by hand, a testament to the craftsmanship still present inside this high-tech factory.
To become a football, the carcass must be as near to a perfect prolate spheroid as engineering allows. This one passes.
With a unique ID now etched into its thread-wound skin, this carcass is ready for the next transformation, bonding the outer leather cover. Before the leather cover can be applied, the thread carcass must receive a bonding layer, a precise coat of adhesive that will permanently join leather to core. The adhesive bonds the fibrous carcass to the leather, creating a unibody construction that will withstand the hardest tackles. Cured and tack-free, the carcass is now a perfect canvas for its final, iconic skin, tribs, the 4-panel leather cover. The first piece of the football's puzzle, a single leather panel, is placed with the precision of a surgeon. 3 more to go. Shift 1, panel line at full capacity. The football's soul is complete, a wound carcass with its leather cover. But true transformation lies ahead.
Bonding press 1, preheat complete. The assembled football enters the main transformation chamber, where heat, pressure, and precision will fuse 4 separate panels into one seamless cover. The mold is the mirror image of a football. Every pebble, every seam, every curve already etched in steel. The mold closes with the weight of 50 tons, and the football's final shape is about to be set forever. For 12 minutes, the football bakes in its steel cocoon. Leather, adhesive, and thread becoming one inseparable unit. Marcus doesn't just watch the clock, he listens to the machine. A bonding cycle is a living thing, and every second matters. Born from heat and pressure, the football emerges for the first time, no longer parts, but a single, unified sphere ready for the game. Football is too hot to handle, literally. A controlled cooling cycle brings it down gradually to prevent leather shrinkage or warping. Bond looks clean. Temperature control is crucial. Cool too fast and the leather cracks. Cool too slow and the adhesive weakens. 20 minutes is the sweet spot.
Rosa's hands know what a football should feel like. But even her expert touch is backed by machine vision that sees what no eye can detect.
Machine vision maps the football's surface to micron-level precision. Every seam, every pebble is analyzed against the digital master. The iconic lace of the football is not just for grip, it's a structural element. Precise holes must be punched to receive it. Every lace hole is punched with surgical accuracy. The spacing must be exact to allow the lace to pass smoothly and hold tight.
Holes clean.
Every hole is checked before lacing begins. A single tear could compromise the entire seam.
The lacing of a football is still done by hand, a skill passed down through generations. The lace must be tight, even, and secure.
Perfect.
The lace is the football's signature, the grip point for quarterbacks, the detail that every player trusts.
The football takes its first breath, 13 pounds per square inch, the official NFL pressure. The bladder holds, the leather flexes, and the ball comes alive.
Spiral's true, bounce is good.
That first spiral tells Carlos everything he needs to know. This football is balanced, responsive, and ready for precision finishing. Every football's transformation data is uploaded in real time. By the time the ball reaches quality control, its entire birth story is already in the system. High-tech automation begins the moment the football leaves human hands. Every movement is programmed to the millimeter. Even with perfect bonding, a micron of excess leather may remain. The trimming station surgically removes it. The trimming blade is guided by a vision system that follows the seam geometry, removing only what shouldn't be there. Machine vision verifies what the blade has done preaching. Every seam checked in seconds, with data loggle forever. Buffing is an art guided by automation. It smooths the leather without overheating, bringing out the deep, rich pebble texture. The difference is tactile. A buffed football has that perfect grip, neither too slick nor too rough, ready for a quarterback's hand.
Smooth.
Before the ball can wear its identity, Rosa gives the final human approval. Touch remains the ultimate test.
Now, the football receives its identity, permanently etched by a laser that writes in light.
The laser burns the mark of quality into the leather itself. This football now carries the official NFL seal and a lifetime of stories. Every logo is inspected by machine before it's seen by the world. This football will wear its brand with perfect pride.
A football must be perfectly balanced, 14 ounces, with no heavy spots. This machine ensures every spiral is true.
The football's birth certificate is now attached. Every spec that matters, intundies, logged and traceable forever.
Shape defined by light cravies. Lasers confirming that this football meets the exact dimensions of an NFL official ball. Leak test complete. This bladder will hold its pressure through 4 quarters and beyond.
Looks perfect.
One last machine gaze. 100 cameras confirm what everyone already knows. This football is flawless.
The automation has done its job. Trimming, engraving, measuring. Now the football heads toward the human artisans for final touches. Behind the scenes, data tells the story. 99.7% of footballs pass every automated test. The rest are recycled. In this hall, technology and football meet at the speed of light. But the final chapter still requires, even after laser trimming, the human touch refines. Rosa's hands sand away the final microns, preparing the football for its ultimate finish.
Clean.
Precision finishing is a cycle of inspect, refine, inspect. Nothing leaves this bench without Rosa's silent approval.
The seams must blend with the panels, a uniform, rich brown that makes the footballs look iconic from every seat in the stadium.
Even dye is measured. A football seen on high-definition broadcasts cannot have a single shade out of place. A whisper of wax, not for shine but for feel. It protects the leather, enhances grip, and gives the football that unmistakable touch of quality.
Elena's final wipe reveals the football's true face. Whoa, a surface ready for the hands of the world's best quarterbacks.
Right on weight.
The valve, the football's portal for air, must be invisible to the touch. A flush valve means no disruption to a spiral or a catch. Grip isn't subjective, it's measured. This football's coefficient of friction falls right in the sweet spot for control in all weather.
Alignment is perfect. Symmetry isn't just beauty, it affects aerodynamics. A misaligned panel can make a football wobble in flight. This one is true.
The mark of the league, applied with heat and gold, seals the football's destiny. This ball is now one of the few certified for professional play. Whether destined for the Super Bowl or a backyard toss, every football gets the same standard of finishing. No difference in craftsmanship.
George has held 100,000 footballs. If it passes his hands, it passes the world.
This one's perfect.
Final human inspection is a sacred ritual.
One more football, one more number. The factory's heartbeat is counted in approved balls.
Before packaging, before shipping, every batch must prove itself in the lab. The quality control phase is the final gatekeeper. Precision and finishing, the phase where care meets craft. Every football now carries the touch of multiple skilled hands, ready for the rigorous judgment of the lab.
One last polish for the logo that will be seen by millions. The football is now as beautiful as it is functional.
The football's journey through the factory is nearly complete. But one last trial remains, the quality control lab. Lena oversees the first brutal test, the impact durability machine. This football must survive 10,000 impacts without losing its shape or integrity.
10,000 impacts, the equivalent of an entire NFL season, condensed into a single, relentless machine rhythm.
Even after 1,000 punishing impacts, the football holds its official dimensions, proof that the bond between leather and carcass is permanent.
Surface holding perfectly.
Halfway through, and the leather still feels new. The wax, the dye, the stitching, all holding against the very force they were designed to endure.
10,000 impacts, and the football is still regulation size, still perfectly shaped. But more challenges await. Under 200 pounds of pressure, the force of a hard sack, the football deforms and springs back instantly. Shape memory is the heart of the game. A football must spiral true every single time. 5 throws, 5 perfect spirals partal, the hallmark of precision manufacturing. On turf or grass, a football must hold its skin. The abrasion drum mimics weeks of play in just 5 minutes. Abrasion pass.
The leather has survived a game's worth of scraping. Now the football must face what nature can throw at it: cold, heat, and time.
A football left in a cold locker must still perform. At 10 below zero, the leather tightens, the bladder contracts pay, but the spiral must still be true. The cold ball spirals a bit differently, but still above the threshold. Now the opposite extreme, Kess, desert heat. HOT spiral, pass. From freezing to scorching, the football adjusts and performs. No cracking, no delamination, just resilience.
Thermal cycle complete.
Temperature extremes behind it, the football now faces the test of time. A leak decay measurement that predicts years of air retention.
Leak rate is measured in thousandths of a PSI per day. This football holds air like a sealed vessel, built to stay game ready, season after season.
Best batch this week.
Every test, every number, every judgment converges here. Georgia's approval is the final scientific signature.
Every official football earns its own certificate, a compact birth record that will travel with it to the customer.
That's a good ball.
They all are. The lab has spoken. This football is ready. Carlos and Rosa, who touched this ball at so many stages,
Science has given its verdict. This football is ready for the world. The final phase, packaging, will dress it for the journey from factory to field. From the lab to the line, the football's final journey begins. Every ball must now be dressed for its destination. The box is as iconic as the ball itself, designed to protect the football and present it with the prestige it deserves.
Placed with precision Turi, the football's face must greet the customer before the box is even opened.
Needle stock good.
Every football ships with the tools to keep it game ready. A pump and needle included, because a ball should never be flat.
Sealed with care Femin, the football is now protected from dust, moisture, and anything between here and the field.
Box ID matched to ball ID. Every box is traceable back to the exact bladder, the exact hide, and the exact hands that built this football.
The overwrap seals the deal, a tamper-evident layer that says, this football is factory fresh and untouched.
Package perfect.
6 footballs to a case, the standard shipment that will travel to stadiums, retailers, and fans worldwide. Stacked 8 layers high, 48 footballs wait to be bound together, interned, a solid block of championship potential.
Wrapped tight against moisture and motion, the pallet is ready for the warehouse Peru and the world beyond.
The football's journey through the factory is complete. Now it rests, waiting for the truck that will carry it to the field. The finished goods warehouse is the factory's memory, holding thousands of footballs, each one tracked, each one ready to ship. Dispatch order 8821 ready for loading. Scanned and logged, this pallet is now officially part of the global supply chain, ready to answer the call of a customer order. The truck that will take these footballs to their final destination has arrived, on time, as always.
Load 1 complete, 2 to go. 104 the 4 footballs loaded and secured. This shipment is bound for stadiums and stores across the country.
Safe trip.
And this is how modern factories produce American footballs, from raw leather and rubber to a finished sphere, tested, packaged, and shipped with care.
From the ranch to the gridiron, every football carries a story of precision, passion,